Hello, Gerald 508. Here it is, the last set of lectures for summer 2018. And you guys have done a wonderful job. And we'll be going through a couple of the last modules. And in keeping with the theme, I just want to thank all of you for persevering. And I think in the end, coming to the realization of the value of getting a real great core understanding and now knowledge of some of the biological aspects of aging that are linked to stress. And we all live stressful lives. It's all part of the program of living in a very competitive world, especially in a place like Los Angeles, a big city, and so hopefully you will be able to apply much of what you learned to reducing your stress. And when you think about stress now, you'll be thinking about the many pathways that we've discussed, and the amygdala, bringing in the hypothalamus that causes the pituitary to release its ACTH, that runs down to the adrenal gland to release cortisol, and all the health problems associated with that. Um, the diabetes, the heart disease, the immune dysfunction, all these different things. The concept of our automatic, or actually officially called the autonomic nervous system, and the two different aspects of its function, one being called the sympathetic, that is the adrenaline rush, and the other is the parasympathetic, that is the rest and digest, and has a very kind of a protective and curative type of function in terms of the mind-body connection. So I've watched you guys all mature in this class from, and it happens every semester, from kind of a freak out frenzy initially by the biology, but in the end, when I look at your final projects that are all now coming in, and we've been studying them, and these are your corporate marketing pamphlets. It's amazing, how much you guys have learned. So I'm really happy with the outcome. All right, so we're going to go into the readings and quizzes as we always do, and we're down here at the very final modules, and we look at, first of all, at meditation, and this video very quickly highlights the health benefits of meditation, and the different practices that meditation requires. And it's a way of focusing on kind of an inner aspect of yourself, and more importantly about being able to release and not bring in the daily things that do weigh you down, stressful things. And if you read this article and we look at it here, it's from a very great program, okay, over here at the University of New Mexico School of Medicine. And it goes through and it documents the many health benefits that meditation has. It happens to focus in on just one form of medication, and this is the Kirtan Kriya version, okay? But it can be applied as they talk about transcendental meditation and all the different aspects of different forms of meditation that are out there. It taps in to this article as we go through it. Some of the basic concept that we've talked about here, okay? And this is, again, the hypothalamus to pituitary, the corticotropin releasing factor by the hypothalamus, the ACTH being released by the pituitary. It dives into inflammation right here, okay, as we see, sorry, right there. It is an overall really nice overview of stress, aging, and neuronal dysfunction that they then go backwards on, and they see through these studies of looking at different types of meditation techniques. For example, transcendental meditation, and they are able then to look at the benefits. Okay, so They go through a number of other mindful exercises, meditation exercises. But what's really great about this particular article is just coming from a medical school, and what they're doing is they are is getting true readouts of some of the faulty physiology of stress and how it changes. And this gives you a feeling of how you're able to focus in on this inner centered aspect of your physiology by using these repeated motions and repeated sounds. That's what the KK is all about. Okay. Um, and then they've looked at the direct readouts. Now, in terms of the midterm exam, what's really important is they did analysis of our brains. Okay, so this is looking at blood flow. It's called functional magnetic resonance imaging, and they're able to see key changes in brain areas that we've been talking about. Okay, so this frontal lobe change. Okay, so this is again, the frontal lobe controls how we deal with stress. Okay, this is this particular brain area we didn't talk about, but it's the how we perceive our incoming sensory signals. Okay, we come down here. Again, we're looking at frontal lobes, prefrontal cortex right here. Okay, that's what they're showing right there. And you saw how here is how red it is, and you see it's much redder here, much more active through meditation. Okay, and the cingulate is the relay of sensory information into your prefrontal cortex. Okay, they also mentioned that there's a decrease in activity of the amygdala in this article, so it's really, really right in line with what we've talked about. Okay. All righty, you then jump, of course, over to our discussion, okay? And we look over here at this last discussion. And so we're looking at meditation. And we want you to reflect back on that article on how it talked about many of the things we've talked about, okay? And we want you to comment on the effects meditation has on inflammation, psychoneuroimmunology, and in the findings from that paper, they talk about cancer and telomeres and things like that. Okay. They also talk about depression, anxiety, and Alzheimer's. So these are all great things for you to discuss. Okay. It allows you. It's a self-reflection of these discussions. You've just read something, you've just gained new knowledge, and now you can self-reflect. And when you type, you engage new parts of the brain, so it incorporates the memory, and it makes that knowledge just that much stronger and something that you can access that much better. And this is the whole point of this class. Okay. All righty. So then we go back here, okay, to the readings, and one of my favorite parts of this class is now you're going to apply everything you know to happiness and gratitude. Okay. So these are all really, really, really good papers. I'm not going to download them, but there's 7 great tips right here. We look at the UC Davis website. They really run through the really, really positive aspects of gratitude on your body's physiology, and you look at it, it's all the things we've talked about. Okay, so changes in perceived stress. Okay, changes in biomarkers of inflammation. Okay, looking at heart failure. Okay, what else we have? Depression. Okay, how you deal with your depression, and that's diet. Okay, degeneration, blood pressure that's related to inflammation, and cortisol levels. Okay, if we scroll down here, they talk about diabetes. This is your A1C readout. This is a level of how much glucose is in your blood. It gets better, so it goes on and on and on. Okay, we see right here oxytocin, the neuropeptide that we talked about, that is social affiliation, love, and how well you are connected within your tribe. Okay, really good stuff, really good stuff. Okay, and then you come down here. This is a wonderful, wonderful video, and it really gets it taps into kind of social economy and happiness, which is in gratitude, and it's all it really, really hits the nail on the head in many ways. Okay, and it talks about life stages too, and what you need to do, and it really talks about getting an inner sense of achievement and how that is so important for your happiness. Okay, and how it's called kind of a personal social entrepreneurialism that is super important in terms of maintaining your happiness and not wealth. Okay, this is the bomb. You have to listen to what he talks about. Okay, again, it's not material things. Okay, it's the things that we can achieve and things that we can do for others. And Dalai Lama is amazing in that video. And then these are just um, a number of, it's just a great review of things that now you already know that can relieve your stress and go a long ways towards um, a content life and reduced physiological consequences of stress that you now know about in class. And then we ask you to go back in here and at the discussion, think about all the things that we've presented to you, incorporate them, and now I want you to think about, putting these into practice, not only as an individual, but you guys are the reason you're in this program, the reason you're taking this class is you have aspirations, okay, of achievement, okay, applying your knowledge, okay. So you're gonna think to yourself, now how would I put this into practice when I get that job that is an opportunity for me, and by putting my knowledge and resources, to expand the program that I'm now a part of. Okay, so Julia, Tim, and I want to thank all of you for doing just a wonderful job, and hopefully we'll hear from you. Please do um, comment in the last comment your gratitude if you feel like this class has benefited you. Also, you can send us some emails and let us know as well. And at that moment, I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.